नमस्तेस्तु महामाये श्रीपीठे सुरपूजिते शंखचक्र गदाहस्ते महालक्ष्मी नमोस्तुते. Welcome to Geeta's Kitchen. On Friday the 20th of August we are celebrating Varamahalakshmi Vratam. Varalakshmi Vratam is a popular festival celebrated in India to please goddess Lakshmi. Vara means boon and Lakshmi represents all kinds of good fortune, and goddess Mahalakshmi is the one who gives us this boon or vara and fulfills our wishes. So generally we pray to Varamahalakshmi and observe the vratam for the benefit and welfare of the entire family, and usually this puja is done on Fridays. According to our Vedic scriptures, Mahalakshmi is the deity epitomizing wealth and good fortune. All auspicious things in nature are attributed to Mahalakshmi. Lakshmi is the consort of Mahavishnu. She is shown draped in a red sari adorned with gold ornaments with 4 hands, seated or standing on a full-bloomed lotus and flanked by elephants. In her hands, she holds lotus buds which signify beauty, purity, and fertility. Gold ornaments indicate prosperity, and a shower of gold coins flowing from her hand symbolizes material wealth. Her 4 hands signify the 4 goals of human life, that is dharma, artha, kama and moksha. Dharma is righteousness, artha is wealth, kama meaning desires, and moksha liberation from the cycle of birth and death. You know, elephants are known for their brilliant memories, and very often it is shown depicted as if the elephants are showering water on her, and the elephants doing this on her resplendent self denote her complete purity. Mother Mahalakshmi is depicted as seated on a lotus. If you have noticed, a lotus very often blooms in muddy waters, but then it never comes in contact with the mud and it retains its freshness and dewy nature. So also this symbolizes that in spite of all the negativities which might surround us, we should live our life in such a way that we rise above that with our own positivity and peacefulness. It is said that worshipping Varalakshmi on this day is equal to worshipping the 8 aspects of Mahalakshmi, which are Adi Lakshmi, who bestows spiritual wealth, Dhanalakshmi, who gives us material wealth, Dhanya Lakshmi, symbolizing agricultural wealth, Veera Lakshmi, who gives us courage not only in battle but also courage to face the hurdles in our everyday life. Vijaya Lakshmi, who gives us victory, Vidya Lakshmi, who gives us knowledge, Santana Lakshmi for progeny, and Gaja Lakshmi, which symbolizes royalty, power. So these are the different 8 aspects of Mahalakshmi whom we worship on this day. See, all these different aspects, the 8 aspects of Lakshmi, just represent how we live our life in this world. We need material wealth, we need spiritual wealth, we need knowledge, we need courage, and so to gain all these things we need dhanya, that is food to eat, agriculture, so dhanya Lakshmi. Every aspect of life is included, and of course Adi Lakshmi, which is our ultimate goal for giving us the spiritual wealth. Mother Lakshmi is said to have been born out of the ocean. If you remember the story of the Samudra Manthan, Samudra is sea, Manthan is the churning of the sea. I'll tell you a little bit background of this story. It seems once sage Durvasa was just walking about on the earth, and there he saw a beautiful girl, and that girl, on seeing sage Durvasa, she presented him with a lovely garland. Durvasa accepted it, and as he was going along, he saw there Indra. Indra is the god of the Devas. Indra was riding an elephant and coming in front of him. So Durvasa said, okay, let me present this to Indra. And Durvasa gave the garland to Indra. Now Indra took the garland but removed it and immediately put it on the head of the elephant which he was riding. The elephant in turn removed the garland, threw it on the ground and trampled it under its feet. Seeing this, sage Durvasa got very angry. He said, what disrespect you have shown. I have given you a beautiful garland which you should have accepted with humility, and it is a prasadam, it is a symbol of Lakshmi, all auspiciousness, and you have shown so much disrespect. So hereafter in Devaloka you will never enjoy any wealth anymore. This is the curse which he gave to Indra. So then Indra goes back to his city of Amaravati, and there they find that one by one they start losing their wealth. The people are no more interested in doing good deeds, and all kinds of negativity come in. So then Vishnu tells them that in order to restore you back to your glory, we need to take out the Amrit and Lakshmi also from the ocean. And this churning us of the ocean is not an easy task, and so they decide to diplomatically bring in the Asuras also for help in churning the ocean. So then it's like a tug of war, the Devas on one side and the Asuras on one side, and they are churning the huge ocean, and for churning they are using the mountain, the Mandara mountain for churning, and as a churning rope they use the snake Vasuki as the churning rope, and they keep on churning it. But then after some time they find that the Mandara mountain itself starts sinking in, and then Mahavishnu steps in the form of a kurma or a turtle. He goes into the ocean and holds this Mandarachala or Mandara mountain on his back, so that these people continue churning the ocean. And once they start churning the ocean, different things come out of the ocean, and many Navaratnas, that is precious jewels, come out, and once a severe poison also comes out, which is known as the Halahala Visha. So that poison, now neither, see, when each product comes out of the ocean, it's either the Devas who take it or the Asuras who take it. Now when the poison comes out, definitely the Asuras do not want to take it, and then it is there that Lord Shiva accepts to take the Halahala poison and drink it up. And it is said that Mother Parvati comes and holds his neck so that it doesn't go inside, and that is why Shiva is also known as Neelakanta, because Kanta in his throat, the poison is stuck here. But of course that does not affect Shiva at all. And then another time, this Surabhi or Kamadhenu, the divine holy cow who can grant you your wishes, comes out. So that is taken by Brahma, and he gives it to the rishis or sages for use in their yajna, because the cow can provide them with milk and ghee, which they need as offering when they do the yajnas. Then Uchchashravas horse also comes out of this churning, and that is taken by the Asuras. Then the Kalpa Vriksha tree comes, Airavata the elephant comes out. So many different products come out in their churning of the ocean. And then Mother Lakshmi emerges, and she chooses to be along with Mahavishnu. Finally, Dhanvantari emerges with the Kalash of Amrit or nectar, which will give them immortality. And then the story goes of how this Amrit is distributed among the Devas and Asuras don't get it, and Rahu Ketu story. It will become a very long one. So this is the basically the Samudra Manthan story of how after churning, Lakshmi comes out of the ocean. Again, what does this represent? These devas and asuras are nothing but the positive and negative qualities which are present within us. So, when the asuric qualities or the demonic tendencies come up, we have to again churn our mind so that the good products come out and we come back into our balanced way of thinking once again. The simple lesson to be learned from this is that even if the devas become arrogant, Lakshmi leaves them. Go back to the beginning of the story. Indra is the lord of the devas, but his pride and arrogance made him show disrespect to the garland which he received from the sage. And once he does that, Lakshmi no longer resides in the place where he stays and leaves him. So also in our everyday life. So what does this mean? We lack, and it does not mean only you lose material wealth or you become poor. No, you lack the energy to do anything, any new project. You lack the motivation. You become dull and you're always lazing around all the time. These are the things which happen when Lakshmi leaves you. So Lakshmi does not refer only to material wealth. Lakshmi refers to all the kinds of wealth, which is your agricultural wealth, your wealth of knowledge, the wealth in the sense of courage, your mental courage, your ability to think, and so many other positive feelings which we need to make a success out of our life in this world. So let us all pray to Mother Mahalakshmi. Padmasane, Padmakare, Sarvalokaika Pujite, Narayana Priya Devi, Suprita Bhava Sarvada, meaning Padmasane, she who sits on the lotus. Padmakare, she who holds the lotus in her hand. Sarva Lokaika Pujite, she to whom all the worlds pray. Narayana Priya Devi, the goddess who is dear to Lord Narayana. Suprita Bhava Sarvada, may she be kind and good to me always. May Ma Varalakshmi bless us all on this auspicious occasion. Thank you for watching the video. We'll meet again with another interesting episode from Geeta's Kitchen. Thank you.